So before we test this, I would want to just go over this logic one more time. So we have the title mini course generator agent, and we have the input option. So let the user choose between uploading a file and uploading a document URL. And then we do some if else, which says if the input option is upload the file, display the file uploader components to take the file type. But if the file type is not PDF or TXT, let the user know that only PDF and TXT is supported. Then if it is, take the uploaded file and generate a session key based on that file. And this is to ensure that any interaction that we make, or if we hit any button or anything, our data is still intact in that particular session. And then after creating the file key, then we check if the file key does not exist in the session state. Go ahead and process the file. Now as we process the file, drop an info or an alert that says extracting content from the uploaded file, and then you extract the content. Then after extracting the content, you the app will now say generating the mini course, and you would send the extracted content to the agent via the get mini course function. And once that is done, you will now add that mini course to a session state under the file key name. But if there is any error whatsoever, you tell the user, hey, there was an error processing the file, and you ensure that the file key in the session state is deleted. Then if the mini course was generated, if it now exists, what would need to be done next would be to tell the user mini course generated, or mini course has been generated, display the mini course, and then add a download button for them to download it as a markdown file. You can decide to use any file type that you want to do, that you want to use. So you now do the same thing or something similar for the document URL, but you tell the users that Google Docs or Notion link are not supported because a Beautiful Soup cannot really crawl such links. And then you take the link from the user, add it as a URL key, then you check if doc.google or notion.so is found in the URL. You tell the user, hey, remember I told you that the Google Docs or Notion links are not supported, so they are still not supported. Please enter a blog post URL. Okay. And then if they now add a public blog post URL, what you will now do is you will now check, does this URL key exist in the session state? If it does not exist, what your program would do is drop a spinner and tell the user fetching and processing content, and throw an alert that says extracting content from URL. Then once the content has been extracted, you now tell the user generating the final mini course. So you take the content that you have extracted using Beautiful Soup from the URL, and you send it to the agent via gets mini course. Very, very, very similar to the uploaded file process. And then you add that course. Now once the course has been generated, you add that course to the session states. But if there was any error in the process of processing the URL, the session states, the URL key in the session states becomes empty. Now when the mini course now exists, when it has been created, then you now let your user to download the mini course, and they can download it as a markdown or any other type of document type that you see fit. So this is the logic of our Streamlit application, and let's test it out. We'll say Streamlit run app.py. So this is the command that you use to run your Streamlit application. And now this is our UI. So I have a Notion article that I will be sending to our little projects, and it's a PDF, and you see that it say the spinner works, the spinner is showing, it's extracting the content, and it's also generating the mini course. So we can go back to our project and we get to see this. We get to see how this we now get to see how the LangChain agent execution chain works. Okay, so now we've been able to get a response. So let's just go through the AI flow. So the content, this was the content that the process file was able to get. Of course, this is not that good, this is not that great. So it's first of all use the content cleaner to clean it up, and after that it sends it to the content validation, and it said, and then it's validated it. Let me see the response. Okay, and then it said that the validated content is suitable for generating a mini course. So it sends that to the mini course generator, and then it generated a mini course. So let's go over to the Streamlit and let's see this. So we can see the title of the mini course, we can see the introduction, the key learning objective, the detailed content, and this time around it's broke them down into sessions and objective and content. And then if we scroll down, we should be able to see the engagement element, and we should be able to see the quiz. So it generated 6 quiz based on the content, and then we also have a conclusion for our course. So this is the upload. This is how the document upload works. Test out the document's URL. So let's decide to use this blog from Aptalik blog, which is on AI agents versus AI workflow. Let's add link here. We can see the introduction, and it's even expanded the introduction by like adding this by end of this course. This is what you should be able to learn. This is what would be added to your knowledge base, the key learning objective, the content, and this time, and it broke this down into sections. And then when we scroll down, we should see a quiz and then a final message. So this is how you can build a single AI agent workflow with so many tools using LangChain and OpenAI. So in your as you build this project, you can go ahead and expand this, expand it to be better. You can decide to add more features to it. You can decide to even remove the improve content tool, or you can just try to improve this project as you build it. So that is everything on building AI agents with LangChain. In the next project, we are going to advance into building multi-AI agent systems. So see you in the next video.